Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith, and welcome to my review of the new Kevin Hart movie, Kevin Hart, What Now? Now let's take a moment and talk about Kevin Hart. A lot has been made about the fact that he makes multiple movies a year, and it's true, he does. But you know who else makes multiple movies a year? People you want to see. People who are successful in their craft, who balance their schedule so they can keep pumping out those movies. And his stock is in demand. So I fully support all of these movies that he does. I mean, whether it be the Ride Along series or The Secret Life of Pets or Think Like a Man or Central Intelligence, Kevin Hart's an extremely entertaining individual. And when he's on the screen, he lights it up. Now, the issue that I had with this particular piece is that he's trying to do, in my opinion, too much. This movie, which is really focused on a stand-up performance that he did in Philadelphia at a sold-out football stadium, this performance is sandwiched in between two little mini movies at the beginning and the end. And it's a complete ripoff of James Bond and The Equalizer. Like, blatantly ripped off, to the point where he's bringing in characters from The Equalizer into his mini movie. Now, if the mini movie served any sort of a purpose to further along the story of his stand-up, I would be all for it. But it just didn't. And it just seemed to be out of place. And it just seemed to be filler for the fact that his stand-up didn't run very long. Now, stand-up's such a personal preference thing, and I think his stand-up's decent. I tend to prefer Chris Rock, and that being said, I don't necessarily need to run to the movie theater to see Chris Rock in a stand-up comedy performance. I'd much rather see it on HBO or Netflix, which is where I think this movie should have gone. I think Kevin Hart tries to do way too much in this movie, and he's basically wearing himself thin, and as a result, I don't think this movie hit its mark. Don't get me wrong, I think Kevin Hart's very entertaining in movies, and I think Kevin Hart's stand-up's very entertaining. I just don't think the two need to be brought together. At the end of the day, I give this movie a C, and I don't necessarily think you should be running out to the theater to see it. I think wait for it to come to Netflix or some sort of on-demand type programming and see it then. If you end up seeing Kevin Hart What Now, I'd love to know what you think. As always, you can reach out to me at CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WhittyWhittier, and WhittyWhittier.com. As always, I appreciate you taking the time to check this out. My name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.